Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. Introducing your host from New York, here is Sam Roberts.
And like you have a promotion now, you have House of Hardcore. Yep. And I think part of that is because people are loyal to you because they recognize what you gave to the business. And I don't think you would have a loyal fan base today had you gone to WCW.
Correct. A lot of those, that's why, not to dwell on the past, but Paul Heyman gave me everything. Mm-hmm. And that is who I am. And, you know, it's funny, like they're talking about Sting and Triple H, the guys who went down with the ship 14 years ago. I was like, yeah, throw me in a three-way on that. You know, let's take that to a... You are the guy. You're the ECW but
Sting.
Like you said, it made me who I am. And, you know, even when I went to WWE and I didn't get the big push, it was always, that's WWE doing it to him as opposed to, you know, his actual talent or in-ring ability. So it's all good. It's who you are, and I have no regrets whatsoever.
When you went to first of all, what were the 6 months like in between? Like when you're unemployed, because you're like, I spent 7 years, you said?
Yeah.
And there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. And when you realize, no, the tunnel's closed, and there is no more money.
Worst time of my life. I was suicidal. I was in the best shape of my life, though. When I went to WWE, you watch, I was 232 pounds. I could have maybe even went shirtless, a rare Tommy Dreamer experience.
Back to the suspenders.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I was in the best shape of my life, and just because I'm unemployed, I'd work out. I was depressed. I was trying to keep my mind going. Mm-hmm. You know, I would hear from Paul sporadically, and but WWE reached out to me, JR in particular, and just said, hey, just hang in there, kid. And I remember, seriously, it was I worked at Indy and I didn't get paid. And I was driving home and, you know, I was just like, man, I wanted to kill Paul. And then JR just called me out of nowhere. He's like, hey, Tom, it's Jim Ross. Just, we're still, you know, we got you in mind. Just hang in there, kid. And I was like, wow, did he just know I got stiffed on a payday?
Yeah.
And, stuff like that. So, I mean, that was cool. And
yeah, that's a big deal just to be like, you know, I don't have anything for you, but people are aware that you at least exist.
Yeah. And thank God the WCW invasion failed. And then we got the call, and me and Rob Van Dam were there to hop the guardrails, shock the business one more time.
Right.
We took that whole thing back over for at least, I had a whole day of fun. And we went to SmackDown the next day, and I caught the Undertaker when he overshot the whole pile, and me and Undertaker became friends because I didn't really know him. Uh-huh. I looked right at him. I said, I'll be the last guy there for you. And he overshot the whole pile, and I just threw him on top of me. And then so we became friends from that.
He recognized that immediately and was like, that's a stand-up dude.
Yeah. Well, when you're diving on people and you want to make sure you catch them. In wrestling, I see it more now than ever. In ECW, man, it was a code. You catch a guy. From Rob Van Dam to Sabu, I pride myself on being a guy who was there for...
Yeah, and that's actually a taller task, you know, for those of us who have never done anything close to that. Because you look at Sabu, and he's flying all over the ring. You got to find him, and you got to make sure you're under him.
Especially when guys are flipping.
Yeah.
Van Dam, most people don't realize how incredibly thick he is. Mm-hmm. And then he is coming at you, and that ass hits you. And he was probably like 220, 225. Uh-huh. But Rob is a thick dude. And, I mean, your head would hit the guardrail. But I know my friend or the guy I'm working with didn't get killed because, I mean, guys get hurt.
Right.
I like to call it alligator arms because now guys will be like, yeah, I'll catch you, and their arms supposed like that, and all of a sudden they become alligators and they get the little hands right there.
Is that because people get scared at the last minute?
Like, yeah. That's why I'm not a big diver. I always knew if I had Bubba, Devon, I like to dive on piles of people, like three. Even when I went back to WWE in the Slammies, I worked 3MB. There was three of them. I said, guys, you don't really have to catch me, but just let me just stop my fall.
Right.
And, you know, they were there for me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, again, that used to be how the business was. If a guy was diving, they would catch you because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. You're supposed to protect the person you're working with.